Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving headfirst into one of the most fascinating digital business models out there right now, the 2026 Faceless YouTube wealth equation. If you've ever daydreamed about building a massive, highly profitable media business without ever having to, set up a camera, fuss with lighting, or even show your face on screen, well, you're in the right place. We're going to look exactly at how much these channels can actually earn today.
Okay, let's just get right to the good stuff. $15,000 to over $80,000 a month. Yeah, you heard that right. That staggering number is absolutely not a fantasy. According to real 2026 data, this is the totally realistic monthly earning potential for top-tier faceless channels with over 500,000 subscribers. It completely shatters that old myth that you gotta be some famous face-to-camera internet celebrity to generate life-changing revenue on YouTube.
So here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to break down exactly what you can earn, the real power of niche selection, how the algorithm favors value over personality, monetizing way beyond basic ad revenue, scaling your production with AI, and finally, a realistic timeline for making all this happen.
All right, let's jump into Section 1. What can you earn? Unveiling the 2026 revenue tiers.
Now, before we get too carried away with those massive six-figure monthly levels, let's look at the more realistic entry brackets. We're talking $500 to $3,000 a month. This is your typical monthly ad income for a channel sitting between, say, 10,000 and 50,000 subscribers. And honestly, this represents a highly attainable and just solid part-time income for new creators who've figured out their formula and are publishing consistently. And as this quote really highlights, the ceiling here is incredibly high. Top-tier faceless channels can earn six figures monthly. Some of the largest faceless channels are run by small teams or even single creators, using heavy automation. It just proves you literally do not need a massive production studio to generate this kind of wealth. Thanks to heavily automated workflows, some of the absolute largest faceless channels pulling in these massive numbers are run by tiny teams. Sometimes it's literally just a single creator sitting there, coordinating AI tools right from their laptop. Crazy, right?
Moving on to Section 2. The power of niche selection. Why all views are not created equal.
Here's a huge secret. On YouTube, your subscriber count is definitely not everything. Your niche is actually the ultimate multiplier for your earnings. So the crucial point here is understanding a little thing called RPM, or revenue per mil. Simply put, this is the amount you actually take home per 1,000 views after YouTube takes its 45% cut. So why does it fluctuate so wildly? Well, it's entirely driven by advertiser demand and audience value. If advertisers are selling high-ticket items to your specific audience, they're going to bid way more for that ad slot, and boom, your RPM skyrockets.
Just take a look at this massive gap in advertiser payouts between different audiences based on our 2026 data. Up at the top, the credit card niche commands an astronomical $25 to $45 RPM. Why is it so high? Because viewers watching credit card comparisons are super close to actually applying for one, and banks will pay a massive premium to acquire them as customers. Now contrast that with gaming compilations down at the bottom, sitting at a measly $2 to $4 RPM. That audience is typically much younger, and the advertisers are mostly just pushing $2 mobile games. The value difference is night and day.
To put that into perspective, let's say your goal is to earn $1,000 in ad revenue. A creator in the credit card niche only needs about 28,500 views, assuming a $35 RPM. Meanwhile, a creator in the gaming niche, they need a whopping 333,000 views just to make that exact same $1,000. It's the exact same platform, folks, but the finance channel is working exponentially less for the exact same payout. Understanding this fundamentally changes how you should be looking at your whole content strategy.
All right, Section 3. Algorithm, value over personality. The 2026 YouTube evolution.
Now, the data we're looking at here is pretty surprising. A personality-driven vlog gets an average view duration of around 42%. Basically, people check in to see what the creator is doing today, and then they bounce. Plus, its relevance window is incredibly short. I mean, nobody is really searching for someone's random daily vlog from 3 years ago, right? But a well-structured faceless tutorial, that commands a 68% average view duration because people are actively engaged and learning something. More importantly, it has a 1 to 5 year evergreen shelf life. The YouTube algorithm sees that high satisfaction score and just keeps pushing that video in search results for years. It's like planting a seed that just keeps growing into compounding passive revenue.
Let's look at Section 4, monetizing beyond ad revenue and building a robust media business. You know, relying solely on YouTube AdSense is really just the baseline. Take a look at this breakdown for a hypothetical finance channel, getting 2 million views a month and generating $57,000 in total. Ad revenue brings in an impressive $44,000. But because it's such a high RPM audience, this channel effortlessly attracts lucrative software affiliates, which brings in an extra $8,000, plus another $5,000 from direct brand sponsorships. It goes to show that high-value audiences naturally attract high-value business across the board.
And honestly, the monetization goes even deeper than that. Faceless channels successfully sell online courses, digital templates, and paid community access like Patreon or Discord. But maybe the absolute most fascinating advanced revenue stream is channel flipping. Think about it. Unlike a personal brand, a faceless channel isn't tied to your face or your identity. That means it becomes a sellable business asset. If you get burnt out or just want to move on, a profitable faceless channel can literally be sold to a buyer for 2 to 4 times its annual profit. That is a level of liquidity that's almost impossible to achieve if your face is the brand.
Which brings us to Section 5, Scaling Production with AI, Breaking the Creator Capacity Ceiling.
A massive advantage of running a faceless channel is that you personally aren't the bottleneck anymore. Here's exactly how a solo creator can scale their production from, say, 4 to 20 videos a month using the top AI video tools of 2026. For generating incredible, realistic B-roll, Google Veo 3.1 is the absolute leader right now for photorealism and native audio generation. If you're looking for more cinematic, film-like shots, Runway Gen 4.5 is an absolute powerhouse. Now, if you're a bit of a control freak and want shot-by-shot storyboarding control, LTX Studio is exactly what you need. And for putting the whole shebang together, Clippy AI handles automated batch editing and voiceovers. These tools literally replace the need for costly human editors, expensive voice actors, and thousands of dollars in camera gear. All right, our final section, Section 6, the realistic timeline, because patience really does pay off.
Now, I want to ground this in reality for a second and dispel any of those get-rich-quick myths, because here is the hard, data-backed truth about the timeline to profitability. In months 1 through 3, you're mostly just building your library, finding your format, and yeah, you will likely earn $0. Around months 3 to 6, you'll hit monetization and start seeing a modest $100 to $500 a month. By months 6 to 12, as that evergreen library builds up, the algorithm really starts to pick you up, pushing you into that $500 to $3,000 range. And then it's in months 12 to 36 where that full-time income scaling truly kicks in, reaching $3,000 to $10,000 and well beyond. Building a sustainable, algorithm-friendly library definitely takes time, but that compound payoff, it is incredibly real.
So, we've looked at the massive earning potential, the absolute importance of high RPM niches, the way the algorithm rewards actual value over just personality, and the AI tools that make this rapid production entirely possible. The tools are here, and the data is crystal clear. So, armed with 2026's powerful AI stack, which high RPM niche will you dominate? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.